which one you wanna pick? Let's talk about it podcast, let's stand on business real quick. Either get down or lay down, which one you wanna pick? Let's talk about it podcast or conversations.
Yeah, it's your boy Monty B. And no, this is not a Friday night show time. I'm dropping this on Father's Day because this episode is going to be one of the most memorable, most special episodes, and it's going to mean a lot to me. But before I finish, go ahead over here.
Hey, man. We back in this thing, man. Again, let's talk about it podcast. Don't forget always to remember it's a Detroit-based podcast. You know what I'm saying? And we coming to y'all from the headquarters. But don't forget, I need y'all to do what now, my people out there in the world? Like, comment, subscribe, and share, and hit that notification bell so you don't miss it when we drop, man. And we back at it again, coming to y'all. Know what I'm saying? About to give y'all this good Father's Day special for all of the fathers out there in the world that take their job as being a father serious. This is for y'all, man. We ain't gonna forget about the mothers. Shout out to y'all, too. Because y'all do an important job also. But this episode today is about the fathers. Monty, holla at them people, man.
Did you say unimportant job or you said important job?
I said they do an important job. I said unimportant job? If I did, y'all do an important job. I'm sorry.
And it's your boy, Monty V, Mr. Humble University. Come on, you already know what time it is. You want to tap into that merch? Tap into Monty V. You want to tap into that Finito pack? You tap into OVL. You want to tap into that music? BT Roy, Blicky Team Entertainment. And before our friends, like my brother say, if you ain't tuned in, let's talk about it. We don't want to talk about it. But before I do, I really need y'all to go to our next page and subscribe to Let's Talk About It TV. With all that footage we can tell y'all about, and y'all keep asking me about and asking him about, and it's on there, go subscribe to it. And on that note, you already know what my slogan is. Let's get it.
Hey, man, go check it out. Because y'all keep asking us about it. Because we know y'all love us. So just go over there and subscribe. That's all y'all got to do. And like, too. Because apparently, that's what YouTube like. They like that like button.
Yeah, they do.
So hit that like button.
They do.
It's free.
They do.
It ain't going to cost you nothing. It ain't going to hurt you anything like that.
No, it ain't.
Just hit the like button for us.
It ain't.
And subscribe.
So tonight, well, I'm not going to say tonight. I'm going to say today, just overall. Like, I know y'all been missing us, you know, because normally we drop every Friday night, get a Friday night Showtime special. But, you know, I'm actually going to sit back and I'm going to tell you the real. So we've been missing for 3 weeks. And, you know, OVO, he's been patiently raised, and I appreciate that, G.
Oh, yeah.
I appreciate you.
Oh, yeah.
I had a death in my family. So it kind of put me in a different perspective. And why I chose this, because the person who I lost was like a father figure to me. And I mean a strong one, a strong role model, a strong...
Not like he was a father figure.
He was. You know what? He's not a father. He was my father. You know what I'm saying? I knew this man since I was 17. And come on, man. Your boy is 36. So what that tell you, man? I knew that man for almost 20 years. So that's a long time to know somebody. And I'm telling you, he taught me so much in that amount of time. And to lose that shows me that everybody's time on here is limited.
Very.
I was talking to my mom, and she was basically saying, like, you know, it shows what you have is two things. You have your birth date, and you have your death date. But that dash in the middle is what you do with your life.
Mm-hmm. That mark you leave on the world. So,
when I tell you, before we get into it, there's so much going on. I want to say, because it's late, but shout out to the mothers for Mother's Day. That's how long we've been missing. If y'all seen the episode, I can't even know what episode we talking about Prime and Diddy. As you can see, Prime passed, and they talking about Diddy again. So, so we actually did an episode on Prime and Diddy, and we gonna turn it back around.
How times have double back.
Come on. So, but this time we gonna be more educated, more fire when it comes to this, because that's gonna be probably like a 2-point episode, a 2-part episode, or maybe a 2-hour episode. Hey, we don't know.
It's gonna be a 2-part 2.0 episode.
Yeah,
so put your tools up.
Yeah, because we're not gonna sit here and then, like the first time, we was just giving like our guests and just how I feel about it. But this time we're gonna really sit down. Oh, shout out to what's his name? Seti Nash.
Seti Nash.
Seti Nash. If y'all don't know who that is, who?
Seti Nash. Right?
Seti Nash, and he's the one that's actually giving up the transcripts and like reading every information because like OVO told me that I didn't know it's new for you. If it's a state case, it get televised, but if it's a federal case, it do not get televised. You know, that's kind of messed up because I kind of wanted to see it. I want to see his expressions. I wanted to see everything. I want to see all the people that was talking about the free calls, just, you know what I'm saying, the whole
What I tell y'all, when that evidence come out in that case, everybody was coming for my dog.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And no, we don't get to that.
Yeah,
we ain't talking about that today. We don't get to that. We don't get to that.
Just know when we talk about when we put that and we say Diddy, we gonna make sure it's blown. We gonna make sure that y'all see it, and we gonna have the facts about it because we're not just sitting here just giving our answer. We gonna give our opinions, but we also gonna be stating facts with it. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, sir.
Been doing his notes. I've been going for a minute. Don't mean that I have not been doing my homework. Hey, I have.
We talk every day.
Yeah. So we
on the same page always.
This episode is gonna mean it is gonna mean a lot to me. So as you can see it, I actually got my pen on. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to him. And I'm gonna dedicate this episode actually to him. But this is kind of like a Father's Day because, like I said, a lot of fathers does not really get talked about. And not gonna say a lot of fathers. I'm gonna say a lot of a real father, of a person that knows the true mission. And so that's why I asked you, what is the difference between a father and a dad? You know what I'm saying? We have been talking about this on occasion. You know what I'm saying? We had guests come on and, you know what I'm saying, they give their opinion. What's the difference between a father and a dad? You know what I'm saying? I gave my opinion. You gave your opinion. But to see something like that leave and it kind of stop your world. So this happened to me the 15th of May. So as you can see, it's in June. So what that tell you? I've been messed up for a minute. I talked to OVL and he was like, you know what I'm saying, just take your time. But I think what's really messing with me right now is the fact of, and I told my wife this, I said, it's not the fact of, you know, when it happens and you get the phone calls and you get the people saying, you know, if you need anything, I'm here for you, or, you know, just know I love you, you know what I'm saying, we got your back, if y'all need food, we got y'all. And then all the way up to the funeral, y'all need anything for the funeral, you know what I'm saying, just let me know. They come to the funeral and they, you know what I'm saying, I'm not going to sit here and say they you know what I'm saying, playing, but I can't describe that feeling that I watched because, like I said, this one hit me hard because it's kind of like my first time. But before I finished doing it, I had a conversation with OVL prior to this happening to me, prior to the fact that my world stopped. And I said, you know what's crazy? My wife said that I don't have sympathy. She said because I don't understand. And I said, you know what? I had a conversation. I told him, I said, you know, my wife told me that I don't have sympathy. And he told me because it hasn't hit close to home. And I said, maybe you're right. I said, but even then, I think if it hit close to home, I think I'll be okay. I think I'll probably be one of the strongest one. To something like that happen a week later, and my world stopped, bro. And the point that I'm putting out is, like I said, it's not the fact. It's all the way, everything, all this good feedback, this good energy, this good, you know what I'm saying, sympathy, empathy, anything y'all want to do or anything y'all say that y'all trying to do, and I'm not sitting here and saying that, you know what I'm saying, bad thing, it's a good thing. It's just, you know what I'm saying, y'all sitting there to comfort us at our time of need. All the way up to the funeral. It gets hard the day after the funeral when the people whose life has not stopped, their life keep going on. But our life, the one that affected the most, our life has stopped.
I was figuring that that's what you was going to get to.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because that's the thing it has been for me. And it didn't hit home for me until I lost my grandmother.
See?
You know what I'm saying? Like, okay, when she passed, yeah, I cried. You know, I shed tears. You know, I cried a little bit at the funeral. But that next day, I went back to work. I'm at work. And I'm there and I'm cooking. I'm full blown cooking. I got a whole omelet line. I'm cooking and it hit me. Yeah. It just hit me like, bro, like yo grandma gone.
Yep.
You ain't getting that time no more. It's like it just rained down on me. And it was like, damn, it really took for the next day where it's like you got all these people around and like you say, everybody sorry for your loss, everybody bringing food over, whatever you need, people comforting you. It's like when that funeral over, it's like Everybody go back to their regular scheduled program. Everybody go back to their life, but you still sitting there dealing with picking up the pieces of your emotions and this void that has been left in your life because your loved one have left you. You gotta pick yourself and all that shit back up, and it's pretty hard to do because the show must go on. Life still goes on. Even though you mourning and you hurting, you still gotta get up and make stuff happen for your everyday life. The responsibilities that you have in life. So it's a lot to take on because it ain't like we can just pause and say, I lost a loved one. Let me pause everything in life as far as what I gotta do on my everyday basis. Let me just focus on this. Let me cry. Let me get all my emotions out. Let me plan, do everything I gotta do. But it don't work like that.
Yeah.
So you gotta multitask.
Yeah.
That's so. I don't think people ever really thought about.
They don't, and I think that's what. And I think
real talk. The multitasking you do when you lose somebody close to you. You know what I'm saying? When you lose a spouse or a parent or a sibling. You know what I'm saying? Or a child. You know what I'm saying? It's like you still going through everyday life. So it's like you multitasking with your emotions and your feelings. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's like it is because it's like I still got a plan, but it's still a whole side of me that just want to fucking break down and cry.
Bro, when I tell you, I still have my mom, not even my wife, my daughter, my son.
Yeah.
Like, when we going through it, like, imagine, you know, your wife. Okay, so it's my wife. It's my wife father, but he's still a father.
Yeah, that's your father.
But imagine like just talking to him the day before, you know what I'm saying, joke with him. To hear your wife tell you he gone. You know what I told her? I said, you fucking lying. So fuck you mean he gone? She said he gone.
Well, he went to the bathroom. He went downstairs to the
You know what I'm saying?
cafeteria.
Like,
Cause he ain't like the hospital lunch.
like it's still like kind of still like it's still fuck with me, bro. Like it's still because I can't. And my wife tell me she like I miss my dad. I say, you know what? I miss him too. I do. Like I just look. I sit here looking at pictures of him. Like it was just early today. I was looking at videos and stuff, and I'm like, oh man, you know, hearing his voice or it's just something he's saying. But it's crazy because the week while he was in there, he was basically doing everything for everybody else. And that's always how he been.
Yeah, because that's how big his heart is.
You know what I'm saying? Everybody else. He always like, when I tell you our world stopped, bro.
Because he played a big part in your world.
Like I can't even fabricate just even where to start, bro. When I tell you like I'm asking people like his main thing was like the lawn, bro. And I'll sit here and talk. I'm not gonna sit here and just, you know what I'm saying, and say this is like some real ass shit. So when you watch this episode, know that I'm serious when I tell you this stuff. Bro, I never cut grass a day in my life. So me asking you stuff, actually like what type of stuff you put in your grass, you know what I'm saying? What type of, you know what I'm saying? Because I'm not knowing. To knowing that I gotta step up and I gotta do this. It's certain stuff that he was doing. I gotta step up and I gotta do it. You know what I'm saying? Imagine being at the funeral and just, you know what I'm saying, you saying how the first time you met this man. The first time I met this man, I'm going to tell you how I met this man. Because the same thing I'm telling y'all, the same thing I told the funeral. So, the first time I met him was 07? 08. 07 or 08, I can't remember. But this is when, you know, I ain't gonna lie. And people at the funeral laugh. You probably gonna laugh too. But this is when I thought I wanted to be a male dancer. You know what I'm saying? So
for real, you did?
Yeah, bro. Yeah.
Hey, don't feel bad. I want to be a porn star.
So, and I was like, obviously, you see that ain't going well. You know what I'm saying?
Obviously, you see I ain't a porn star.
Yeah. So, me sitting here and, you know what I'm saying, my sister's like, oh, why don't you come over there and, you know what I'm saying, you get Tiffany and her friends some expertise. I'm like, you know, I'm a dancer, you know what I'm saying, I'm going to go over there. And here come this man, big as hell, like, hey, you want to go in another room watch some TV? I'm like, no, I'm good. He's like, no, you want to go to the other room watch some TV? I'm like, damn. That man mean as hell, right? But the next time I met him, that man taught me how to change my oil, bro. He taught me how to change brakes. He taught me how to change certain stuff, though, that a father would help or teach their son.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Until this day, he was still teaching me lessons. One lesson he taught me, bro, regardless of whatever it is, regardless of, you know what I'm saying, how you feel, you still have to make sure that your family is okay at the end of the day.
Always.
You know what I'm saying? So that's why I'm actually dedicating this to fathers. I'm actually dedicating this to him. Because you in heaven, I want you to watch this episode. Because this episode, like, it means a lot to me. So let's just start about the fact of, because I don't know if you see it, but you know, you got a lot of people talking about it. You got DDG going on with, because as you can see, he got the issue going on how it look like he want to be a good father. You know what I'm saying? But it's like the shit just going around that. You know what I'm saying? Not gonna say she bitter, but the fact that you still want to still be with this person wants to.
I mean, off
you know
what
what
they saying, like stuff that I'm hearing, you know, like according to some people out there in the world, misogynistic. You know what I'm saying? It's like always men over women, but I just state facts of things that I see and what goes on or what I hear. And what I am hearing is from DDG and like a few of his people is like she's very controlling. Like I done heard it had been times where he done been shooting, streaming, and she had been standing outside the door like with a knife. Like if you don't stop streaming, I will hurt myself. I cut myself. I kill myself. Like these are the things like he dealing with. But then it's also like I done seen a collage of videos, like some fans that took like a whole bunch of different videos and collaged them together. Different videos of her just venting to the fans. Just, know what I'm saying, being on a live stream or a live feed and just like, y'all know, well, I'm toxic. I'm like this in a relationship and I'm like this. And it's like, all right, at that time, fans probably like, oh, she just venting, she just saying how she is. But she was really telling us how she is. Okay. See, one thing about us as fans, people that be fans to celebrities or actors or athletes or whatever, we always view their life as different. Like they're not human. Yeah. You get what I'm saying? So her really telling the people that was her being honest and being real. But her fans just look at it, oh, that's just her talking. Yeah. She's so sweet. When no, she was really giving y'all the reality of what and who she is. Yeah. Like, no, I'm a control freak. I like the da-da-da-da. I like a little toxic. I like a little, you feel me?
So you think her doing that, do you think that plays a part of him? Because it seems like he's, from what I seen, bro, look like he's a good father.
He is, man.
You know what I'm saying?
It ain't not one time where I ever was like, oh man, he out here doing that little boy wrong, or he da-da-da-da, or he on here promoting his child in a bad way. Or, you know what I'm saying, what he's promoting and got his child on here with, it's not a good look.
Not even that, bro. Just when we first saw his son, bro, of how he came to his son defense.
I'm just saying, like, you know far as like what he pushing.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? Like his message ain't bad. You don't see DDG get out here and be doing no BS where you kind of question him, or you be like, bro, you saying one thing but you doing another. Like as you trying to chase the cloud, it's like I give it to him. He moved. I ain't gonna hold you. I give it to him, Kyle, all of them. How they came up with their whole little streaming stuff. They are very smart, and the moves that they make are strategic. How he just did the whole Streamers University. Yeah. The ideas that they come up with, it be smart, it be strategic moves. So you can't never be like, oh, he pushing. All right, I'm gonna give you an example of this. City Girls. City Girls push the message of this to women and to this and that and that and this, but behind closed doors, they this and that. Okay. Or they don't want their kids to be that way. You don't see that with DDG. It's like, look, this is what I push. I'm pushing a good thing. It ain't like I'm pushing something bad or I'm pushing something good, but then I'm doing something bad. Yeah. You get what I'm saying? Like, that's not the case with him. So, no, I don't think that man is a bad father or what he have showed us to stream with his son and to be out there and just to be proud as a father. Yeah. Like, you see when somebody proud to be a parent, especially with their first child. Yeah. You get what I'm saying? Because you had your first child, you had some parents like, I ain't really prepared for this. You can see the stress and the worry in their face. And then you can see other parents where you so happy, you don't give a damn about if that kid ain't even got no diapers in the house. True. You know they gonna come. True. Because that's just how happy you are to be a parent. You heard. That you just walk around happy and with positivity to the point stuff is just happening for you as a parent.
You know, they feel like a real father is kind of like out of reach nowadays. And I'm gonna be like honest with you, bro. Like on some real shit. Before I get to like what I'm saying, because I'm not gonna forget this. But we got two other people. We got somebody who watched their mother get abused by their stepfather, but when they had a kid, they changed the narrative because he said he wanted to show that males are good in this world. Chris Brown. And when they asked him, like, could you see yourself loving people? He said, yes, I can. And they said, are you open to loving more? He said, yeah, I'm up to loving more of my kids. Like, this man takes his kids to school, make sure he goes to all the events. It's his daughter. His son's probably ain't got there yet, but they're showing the steps of, you know what I'm saying? I'm going to make sure that I'm doing a good father. So it's a lot of people out here, celebrity-wise, that is a good father, bro. That y'all painting this narrative of him being a bad person because of the stuff that happened with Rihanna. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, yeah, and then in the same breath, also too though, to be able to take the time out to do that, just seeing how busy your life is with you being an entertainer or a singer or actor or athlete, because I just sat up there and I heard the whole little stuff, the list of expenses that Cardi B comes out of. And when I'm going through it, I'm looking at it, it's like you paying to be a mother. You not even being a mother. You got a babysitter and a nanny. So where are you doing anything as a mother?
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? You got a driver, you got a teacher, you got all this. So what are you doing? You ain't teaching the kid because you paying somebody to do that. It ain't like you get in the car and you drive the kid somewhere where, you know what I'm saying, y'all spending time with each other. Where I'm going to put your song on, we going to sing the song together. You got a whole driver. You got a chauffeur. You know what I'm saying? It's stuff that we do as everyday parents that builds relationships with our kids.
Yeah.
Eternally, that they remember forever. You can always, we can all spend money and take our kids to Disney or this or do that or that or this. But that doesn't matter. What really matters to your kids is the small moments of when y'all did things, when y'all went outside and y'all probably flew a kite or blew bubbles or y'all baked cookies with each other. You know what I'm saying? Stuff like that hit harder.
That's why I think that's why
you taking your kids to Disney versus taking them to like a park or something like that. That park will hit harder.
Yeah.
That they'll remember. Their memory will be more honed on you taking them to the park every day versus you taking them to Disney one day out of the year.
True.
Real talk, they'll never forget that. Remember that time we went to the park? We was at the park and I came down the slide and Like, your kids' mind be on that. So the more time you spend with them, the more stuff you do with them, the more your kids be locked into you. If you paying a nanny and a babysitter, but your nanny is so good at nurturing, your kid will hone off into that. Because you giving me what I'm looking for in a parent and a mother. So you can't, like, if it was to happen that way, Cardi B couldn't be mad if her daughter had more of a mother-daughter relationship with the nanny than she did with her. Nigga, I'm around the nanny 7 days out of the week. You know what I'm saying? At least 18 hours out of the day.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So you tell me, where you filling in at, where you have the time to be a parent? All you got is people filling in for you.
Yeah.
Real talk. So you saying that about Chris Brown, that's deep, bro. Because you're taking the time out, like, I'm busy as hell. Because even when you a parent, but you big on that level like that, you be popping so hard that it will make your parenting stop. Because you look, man, I got this bag on the floor. I got this I got to do. They calling me for this. They calling me for that. Man, I'm over here. Then I'm flying here. Then I'm flying there. Yeah. So you will put being a parent, you will put all that shit on a hold. Everything you put on. Man, I got to get to this because in your mind, this is what's paying for my child. This is what's doing this. This is what's providing my lifestyle and our lifestyle. Yeah. So I got to get out here. I got to do this. I got to do this. I got to do that. Yep. But everything that's important and major in life, as far as family, your children, you putting all that on the back burner. Yep. You are. So to be able to make that time or to be like, hey, look, I got to be here for my kids and for my family, that's deep because we ain't even on a level as far as financial and things we got going on. And we still be moving on the everyday. Sometimes we got to sit down It'll be times, bro, I would literally be like in the basement doing what I'm doing right now. I'd be like, let me put this out, bro, and just go upstairs and just spend some time with the kids. Let me go up here and play with them. Know what I'm saying? It ain't just to sit down and have a conversation. How was y'all day today? What y'all learn today? What y'all do today? And then just to play with them. You know what I'm saying? A little tickle, y'all run around, tag you. Know what I'm saying? Just different stuff.
Yeah.
That means a lot to them because in their mind, they are still kids. They don't know how serious life in the world is. And sometimes I feel like us as adults, we have to stop and pause and remember that they are children and our mindsets are two different mindsets. Because sometimes we'll talk to our kids and we expect them to operate in the same way as the way we think are our mindset, but we're on two different levels.
True.
So sometimes I be having to catch myself like, they are just kids.
Yeah.
They don't know what you don't know. They don't know what you know.
Yeah.
Know what I'm saying? They can't think how you think because they ain't there yet.
Yeah.
Know what I'm saying? But that's your job as a parent to bring them there.
True.
To get them up to speed to that point.
Yeah.
So sometimes we just gotta have patience and just know like, okay, this is what I need to do.
Yeah.
Know what I'm saying? As far as a parent, all right, it's playtime. All right, let me go up here and be with the kids. Let me go do this. Let me go do that. All right, it's serious time. This, know what I'm saying? It's time for me to sit down and listen. Maybe my child need to vent to me. Know what I'm saying? Maybe they going through something. Like, that's our job and our role as parents. Like, it really is, though. I ain't gonna hold you up, and I just feel like a lot of times we make excuses, we deflect, and we shift from actually being parents and a responsibility we have as being parents. Like, for real, though.
That's true.
Like, we do, though.
True.
For real, though.
Would you believe that's why Eminem never did a tour?
What, just to be, like, with his kids?
That was his reason. He said, because I feel like once I start touring, I'm not going to stop. And I'm going to miss these important moments with my kid. That's the same thing with Omarion. You see Omarion and bring in his kids.
I mean, because it like with that, it do be hard because of the simple fact is like I can bring my kid on tour, but then I stop their life as a kid.
Exactly.
Know what I'm saying? Because now you on the road, so now there's really no school, there's really no social life where you're meeting other kids and you get a chance to be a kid. You basically living my lifestyle with me. You get what I'm saying? You want to go, you constantly move. We city to city, we here, we there. You know what I'm saying? Like, for real, you can do that in a way because you still there with your child.
Yeah.
And you taking out certain moments, like you with me. So you always, we gonna have these little moments on the in-between where we can sit back, laugh, and kick it. That's cool, but you basically kind of almost stripping their childhood away from them. Know what I'm saying? Then you got it on the other hand where you can say, you know what? I ain't gonna take you on the road with me. But with me being on the road, that means I'm not around like that. So now I'm missing certain moments, I'm missing certain stuff. Or you can say, well, you know what? This means more and matters more to me, so I'll put touring on hold. You know what I'm saying? I'll wait till my kids get old enough where you say, you know what? All my kids in high school, out of high school, I'll go ahead and tour now. I can do these things off of the catalog that I've built up over the course of the years. I can go back and tour now.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But that's deep though, dog. Because you really do have to make a decision in that whole little lane though.
So like my daughter, since that started, this popped off with, you know what I'm saying, me losing somebody that's close to me. I just look at stuff like totally different, and like what he did was always make sure that he left nothing on the table. And I asked my wife, like, at the end of the day, can you say you left everything on the table? My wife said, you know what, you can't multitask. I said, you know what, you feel like I can't multitask, but in my mind, I feel like I'm just here and here and here and here and here. I gotta make sure I gotta do this, you know what I'm saying? Because Dad would have wanted this, or I gotta do this, But what I did learn is the love that he did give towards his family, bro. I started doing the same thing, bro. I give my wife, I mean, not saying I didn't, but I make sure that I give my daughter a hug every day. Kiss her on the forehead, I love you. My son, a lot of times, you know, he come over, he be like, Dad, you want to play the game? I said, yeah, give me a minute. But then by the time I go in there, he's asleep. And I feel like, you know what, that's kind of messed up on my end. So I said, you know what, I'm going to step up and I'm going to start doing more stuff with him. This is the second year of doing the 5K run. I said, you know what, next year I'm going to do the 5K run with you. And he's like, no, you're not. I said, no, I'm serious. I said, because the first time I shared you on, we got pictures and videos and stuff. This time you dedicated that run to Pawpaw. That's what they call him. They dedicated to him. And the mother got a picture of me pinning him, like putting on his pen, and then got also another picture of me, encouraging him, running behind him.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like just that little initiative, just like that means a lot to that kid.
They do. That's motivation for him. That's motivation and confidence for him to see like, damn man, my pops really supporting me. It make as a kid, it make you feel good. That's just like playing basketball or a sport or anything, and to see your family in the stands cheering you on. Oh, I'm really about to go hard. I'm really about to tune in. Like, it makes you turn up even more. It makes you go harder. It makes your passion shoot through the roof of what you're doing even more, because you see you got the people that you love, they're supporting you and behind you. So yeah. So for a kid, bro, that's deep. You feel me? Because for us as an adult, it's deep. Yeah. But we always look at it as, man, that's a kid. Like, a kid don't have feelings or emotions. Like, just because they a kid, their feelings and their emotions don't hit on the same level as ours. Yeah. No, it's all the same. Yeah. It's all the same. Support, it's all the same. Yes. It all makes you feel good versus what age you are. If you 100 or if you 1, support feels good. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Especially coming from the people you love. I ain't gonna always what they do.
Me telling my son that, I'm like, you know what, I'm gonna make sure that I'm gonna make sure I run. I'm like, what color we gonna wear next year? You know what I'm saying? I'm getting all that. He's like, you ain't running. I said, no, I'm serious. I'm gonna start training. Probably before you, but I'm gonna start training. You know what I'm saying? Because it's like, I was telling him stuff. The first time you did it, it'll take you almost an hour, maybe an hour, like 20 minutes to do that 5K. This time he did it in 45 minutes. I'm like, so you getting better.
You getting better with it.
You know what I'm saying? I said, but what I told him was, just because you start off fast don't mean that you go finish. You know what I'm saying? Fast, bro. I said, so all these people that take off, I get that you take off and stuff, but you know what I'm saying? You have a power walk, you know what I'm saying? You have a power walk, I said, that's basically you walking fast. I said, so do that. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? And pace yourself. And then
pace yourself. Pick up your moments when you want to, take off and then, you know what I'm saying? Yeah.
He you know what I'm saying? So then, what I was telling my wife was, you know what I'm saying? I'm telling him, and he was basically in a way, I could hear them. That's why, I find it funny when parents, when you really pay attention to your kids, when you really pay attention to your kids, you know when they're discouraged. You know when they feel defeated. You know when they're happy. You know when they're sad. You know when they feel like when they're lying. And I never could understand that fact. My mom told me that.
They ain't nothing but you all over again. Yeah. So once you really just tap into yourself all over again, how I feel when I'm mad. Yeah. How I feel. And that's how I understand my kids so well, because I know myself very well. Yeah. So when I see bits and parts and pieces of myself in them, it's like, I know how to approach myself. So I know how to approach them. Just like they mother. You know what I'm saying? I know they mother. You know what I'm saying? I know her well. Yeah. From, you know what I'm saying, us being together and everything like that. So it's like seeing that and knowing her well also. Just seeing certain little times and moments where they might do something that's similar to something she do. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? A trait or a characteristic, a personality or something that's similar to her. I still know how to go about it because I have been dealing with her for a long time. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So it's just knowing, man, and just paying attention. For real, that's another important part of being a parent also. Yeah. For real, like paying attention and teaching. Yeah. It's very important, and it doesn't stop. Even when your kids grown, you still paying attention to them. They teaching you stuff. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So bro, being a parent never stops. I don't care how old you are. You always concerned about your kids. It never stops. And you don't get it until you have children. You know what I'm saying? Just how you saying everything now is really hitting you because of you losing your father-in-law and just the impact that he had on everybody. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? You seeing it to this man really paid attention to detail to everybody. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? It's just how he moved and how he operated to the point you you know what? Let me take a page out of his book. You know what I'm saying? Let me start moving like that. Just how you said, my son say, man, play the game with me instead of saying, man, you know what, hold on. Because it don't you really be having nothing going. You just telling him to hold on. Man, just give me a minute. I'll come in there probably about 30 minutes or an hour. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? But you know what? I'm just going here and play with you. Because what is it hurting? me about to go sit down in the other room for 30 minutes. Well, I could just come in here and play with you for that 30 minutes.
Yeah, and I feel like that's,
you know what I'm saying? For real.
That's where like that time and stuff come in, where it's like,
Yeah.
okay, he spent this time with me. Like they just built the right where we at, you know, they would do this little park or something. I'm like, okay, they got the little park. They would put over a dark park or something. So my wife told me while I'm at work, she said, you know, they put basketball runs up there. I said, really? She said, yeah. She said, that's what you should take down. I said, you know what? I am. I'm gonna take it, man. And I'm gonna make it my mission or my goal, regardless of where. And I'm like, maybe I can get him to like being basketball, because like the older he get, I feel like he's like not a carnation of me, but I start seeing like similarities of me in him. You know what I'm saying? Certain stuff I'm like, you know, he was like, I was a shy kid. I wasn't always just like always, but he's very outspoken, but at the same time he's shy.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like little stuff that he does. It's like, okay, I am proud of him. I can tell the person that he gonna be what you call. So I'm like, you know, man, probably put him in basketball. Watch that. Maybe he won't like basketball. Maybe he might like baseball. Maybe like, and I said, you know what? I'm gonna figure out what he likes. You know what I'm saying? The same way with my daughter. My daughter, she'll tell you, and that's one thing that I like about both of my kids. Both of my kids is very outspoken. They don't sit here and say, or have you second guess, or have you feel like what's wrong with them. They will tell you
what's wrong
with them.
Yeah, communication.
And that's a good thing.
It is.
You know what I'm saying? So for them to have that, it makes me feel like, okay, like I know it's a two thing, like you know what I'm saying, with the mother, because I'm not gonna say it without the mother, but it's also you can show that you can tell the difference when a man is in the household, when a man is not in the household. You can tell, or when a real father. I'm gonna phrase that, because a man can be in the house, it don't mean the father.
Yeah.
When the biological father, or just a father figure, is in that kid's life, and the impact that they put on that kid.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And no, I don't make all the good choices, but I can sit here and say that I am doing a damn good job with my kids. I said, because regardless of the fact that I have two kids by two different mothers, I made sure that my kids know who the fuck that their sibling is.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So with that being said, all the fathers out there that's basically doing your job, keep the work up. But what I wanted to say before we go on a brief intermission is, they say that the good male figure or the good role model of a man inside a household, that's dying. But believe it or not, it may skip the generation, but I think the generation that's coming up now is starting to take the likelihood of being a father.
I'm not gonna say it's dying. It's not dying at all. What it is you come out here in the world and everybody get their own way.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody get to choose their own way. And it's just, we in a day and age and a time in life right now where the internet and social media is everything.
Yeah.
It's everything.
Yeah.
It's the key to the world you want to promote. Everything is did through streaming, online, digital. Everything is different now. Everything is monkey see, monkey do.
Yep.
That's what the world is now. The world is based off trends. That's what the world is based off of now.
Based off what?
Trends.
Yeah.
Whatever is trending, that's what the world is based off of.
Exactly.
So it's harder in today's times when you're a teenager and you're growing up. You know what I'm saying? Because it's so much of based off of that, that's what you're going to fall into. You know what I'm saying? You're going to fall into what's trending, what the next person doing. Because that's sweet. They doing it. I want to do it.
Yep.
It's not a lot of leadership mentality today in these kids.
Sure,
It's not. It's more follower.
Follow the leader.
Follow.
But what is it? Who is the leader? Like you said, it's the
It's
social
exciting.
media.
It's
the
exciting.
trend, you know what I'm saying?
It's
That's gonna
exciting.
be a good episode when we talk about that.
Yeah.
Social media. Cause
Yeah.
we talked about it, but we ain't talk about it.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying?
but that's how it is today, far as like in the world, and it ain't even that it have an impact on the kids. It got an impact on the damn adults.
Yeah.
Real talk, it really do. You know what I'm saying? So just that whole notion right there alone, know what I'm saying? It just it gets in there and it's like a virus, man, and it messes things up.
Yep.
Because of the simple fact, it's gonna always outshine the good work that is being done behind closed doors. The men that's really at home trying to instill that in their sons and really trying to do that and really is on that, but son got lost to the streets because of social media. Know what I'm saying? And just being out here in the world and society. Know what I'm saying? It will swallow your kid up because they don't know any better. It was different in the time where we was raised that it's way harder raising a kid now because you have so much stuff that has influence on their mindset and which way they're gonna go. Real talk. It really do though. Like, I ain't gonna hold you up. It wasn't like that when I was a kid. I ain't gonna hold you up. It wasn't. It wasn't really like that. You know what I'm saying? You didn't have too many, like nowadays, you 15, 16 years old, you go on the internet, you got another kid that's on there 15, 16 years old, that's a millionaire.
This is true.
You know what I'm saying? That wasn't the case when I was 15, 16 years old. You go on the internet, you had grown men on there that was millionaires. So you like, okay, all right, grown man giving me game. But when I got somebody that's the same age as me, it's a different motivation for me. I look at stuff different now. You know what I'm saying? Like, he my age with money like that, my mindset just clicked different now. I just went out to the world with a whole different mindset. Get what I'm saying? Like, for real. And that's different now. Like, you don't even have a grown person on here with money trying to give your kid knowledge of the game or wisdom. You got somebody on here their age that don't even know nothing, but just got money. Talking, running their mouth saying a whole bunch of hoopla. And your kids buying into it.
Yeah, they got it. They know what they doing.
They buying into it for real. So it's just different now. Because anybody can get up and start a channel and start talking and gain some traction and some motion. Real talk. It's out there just like that. Just like that.
This is true.
For real.
This is true.
It is. So that's what you up against as a parent. Every day, that's what you up against. Influence. Your kids go to school. That's why I say your kids see the teacher and they friends and the people who they go to and the kids they go to school with, they see them just as much as they see you.
Yep.
Because they at school, what, 5 days a week, 8 hours a day.
Yep.
That's 40 hours a week, just like a job.
That's why they say
real talk. That's 160 hours a month.
Work. That's a whole nother family.
Real talk.
Because that's what you just as much as at work, you just as much at home, man.
And it's the same thing with your kids when they go to school. It's a whole different lifestyle and thing for them. Because they can be like this at home, but in school they move in a whole nother different way.
True.
Because y'all not there to see this. This is something I'm doing on my own. Just like when you go out in the world on your own. When you ain't with your family, you ain't with your wife, or you ain't with your girl. You operate a little different. You move a little different. You might be a little bit more freer, a little bit more looser. Know what I'm saying? Like, for real. So when your kids go off to school, the same teacher they seeing 5 days out of the week, 8 hours a day, they start to have an influence on them. Know what I'm saying? This kid that's sitting next to him, they start to have an influence on them. And it could be in a good way, it could be in a bad way. Yeah. But you're not there to protect against that. You're not there to see every move. Exactly. You get what I'm saying? So that's what we are up against. You know what I'm saying? And that was one reason why I didn't mind the homeschool thing as far as with my kids. Because a lot of people was like, well, you know, you taking the social life away from them as far as like them interacting with other kids. I said, well, I have multiple children. They can interact with each other.
Okay.
You get what I'm saying? They're not losing the show. Now, when you just have a singled out kid, a kid that's the only child, now that's a little different when you caging them in the house. And you know what I'm saying? You're not really letting them see the world. You feel me? Because it's like you giving it to them from a single mile only. But when your kids is in the house with other kids, they getting different personalities. Yeah, y'all brothers and sisters, but it's still different personalities. Sure. You know what I'm saying? When you in the house with two parents, you're still getting it from two different perspectives. Because your mama might explain it in this way, but pops might have came from the whole other side and, you know what I'm saying, said the same thing, but took a different road to get there. Yep. You get what I'm saying? Like, for real. So that is always big and very important, you know what I'm saying, to just be tuned in with your kids. Yeah.
Yeah.
Real talk, because you raise them and you teach them stuff about the world.
Exactly.
They don't get that in school.
Exactly. No, they don't.
School is
They
not
don't.
teaching them
They
about
don't.
the world.
They
What
don't.
is the world like? When they get out here on their own, how the world will fucking eat you up and swallow you and spit you out.
Yep.
Real talk. The
That's
school ain't
real
teaching them
life.
that. The school putting a book in front of them saying, turn your page to chapter,
Such
da
and
da
such.
da da. This is what this telling you. This is how you do
Homework.
this work.
It's a test.
Do the work.
And go
They
to
not
college.
even
You know what I'm
putting the
saying?
work in
School,
detail
school.
and breaking it down and
Yeah.
explaining it no
They're
more.
They're not telling you.
This is what it is right here. This is how you do it. It tell you how to do it right there. Y'all go ahead
They're
and
not
have
telling
it.
you the world algorithm. That's what it is.
They don't. They don't.
They just tell you.
They don't tell you about. They don't
School,
tell
they're
you
not
the
telling you
important tools of what it is to get through life.
That part.
They don't. They don't tell you like, man, once you get out, you want to go to college, you get in these student loans, you get in debt. No, I'm saying you running around here yelling all this stuff about, oh, I got these degrees, I got these degrees. But little do you know, you $60,000, $70,000 in debt.
Yep.
Know what I'm saying? Where it's gonna take you 15, 20 years to pay off. Know what I'm saying? What if you went to school and when you graduated, that career you went for, it didn't pop right away. It didn't take off right away. But that debt is there right away. Know what I'm saying? They don't teach you that. They don't tell you that. Everybody else, go to college, go to college, go to college. But if you ain't got no scholarship and you get in the student loan debt, that's hard to come back from. That will tear your student loan debt will tear your life apart because everything is based off credit now.
Facts.
So if you got student loan debt on your credit,
It's
you
a
ain't
wrap.
getting nothing. It's a wrap. It's a wrap. Real talk. It's a wrap. You can't even get a bologna sandwich on credit. Real talk. It's all man for you, playboy.
It is.
For real. And they don't teach you that. They don't teach you that. They tell you the whole other side. But don't never give you nothing about the other side. And that's where we come in at as parents, as mothers, as fathers. And it is very important, for real, because if you don't come in and teach your children that, or teach your child that, who gonna teach it to them? Society.
That part. And on that note, we about to go on a brief intermission. See, I already know what time it is. My favorite
Snack
It's
time!
snack time. You know, tonight's snack is Hostess Baby Buns, lemon drizzle, lemon favorite cake with icing. 999. So y'all go get y'all a snack, cause y'all know y'all boy always talking with the fire. Y'all is laughing. Y'all come on back.